Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Through the portals of Penn's Valley pass the youth with hope supreme, ever seeking, groping, yearning to fulfill their dreams. You are alma mater, welcome one and all. You shaped, molded, and inspired that we could not fall. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, oh hail, Penn's Valley High, fount of wisdom and of learning, cherished till we die. In thy glorious splendor, better than the best, may we ever honor thee, holding high thy crest.
Go ahead and have a seat. Good evening, everyone. I'm Caleb Narber, president of the class of 2021. Thank you for coming out and giving your continuous support to our class. Look, everybody, we finally made it. As I was trying to figure out what words to share with you tonight, I had a hard time trying to figure out what exactly to talk about. All of us can remember back to our freshman year, being worried about English class, or even our first varsity sporting event, or even the first time we stepped onto the stage under the bright lights. Through all of the highs and lows, we have overcome the obstacles set before us. Now, we are a class of exceptional scholars, actors, artists, athletes, and musicians. We have been able to conquer our fears and work through adversity, and we have become a class full of people who will leave this place to change communities around the world. Our class of 2021 has endured a lot, especially these last 448 days since March 13th, 2020, when our school was only supposed to shut down for 2 weeks. Nearly 15 months later, we are finally here in person, able to have some sense of normalcy. So to everyone here, welcome. It's nice to finally see everybody. During my time spent trying to figure out what to say this evening, I kept coming back to the topic of being intentional. Being intentional means being purposeful, by being present, doing tough tasks, and doing what needs to happen in spite of the circumstances around you. Being intentional is striving to do all that you can with the purpose of achieving a particular outcome. Whether this is in your future jobs, your relationships, or time spent celebrating nights like this, let us continue to be a class full of people who enjoy the moments, care for the people around us, and do not just give back, or give up, or shrink back when faced with adversity. When talking about being intentional, I continuously think about a phrase I had heard a while back that says, "Be where your feet are." All too often, we are focused on what is up next and the things we desire in the future, and we rush past the opportunities available available to us right now, right in front of us or beside us. We must be fully present where our feet are and be intentional with the times that we have, because the Penns Valley class of 2021 is equipped to do amazing things. Today, be where your feet are and enjoy this moment. Tomorrow, recognize where you are and be present there. And to whatever a community you move on to from here, be fully present, taking in every moment, seeing those around you, serving and caring for them. Don't waste the opportunities you have around you as you look towards your future. Be intentional, have purpose, and be where your feet are. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to all of you. It is a true pleasure to once again have so many family and friends and members of our community here in person to celebrate this milestone event. Graduates, I offer my most sincere compliments. Parents and supporters, heartfelt thank you. And faculty and staff, my genuine appreciation. Part of my responsibilities as the superintendent is to provide welcoming thoughts to everybody. I'm also responsible to set the stage for what is to come, not only this evening, but to inspire your future. This is a challenge enough, difficult during a normal year, but it's incredibly challenging when school just hasn't felt like school should. I have an ardent belief that our graduates are stronger having lived through this pandemic. They have built resilience, determination, and for many, I've personally witnessed the joy that they have found in school, no matter the conditions. Hopefully, they have also taken time to reflect not only on the challenges, but on our many blessings. I was inspired by my meeting with your class officers, Caleb Narber, Anna Butler, Zach Heckman, and Danielle Fedorov. Unfortunately, Maria Lavala was out fooling around with an AP exam, so she couldn't join us. But what I heard from them was, we don't want to hear about the pandemic anymore. So, I need everybody's help here. Are you ready? This is participatory, and we need to be really inspiring. Are you ready, class? Are you ready, visitors? Okay, here goes. Please repeat after me. Goodbye and good riddance, COVID-19. Now to the class of 2021. Have you ever heard of the phrase, don't make a mountain out of a molehill? What does that phrase mean to you? I think it means taking a small item, a matter, a situation, and using our minds to imagine and envision it into something much larger and overwhelming, making the it greater than the reality that is. In these situations, you simply cannot overcome it. Well, I think successful people do quite the opposite. They make molehills out of mountains. I have personally known many individuals who have overcome incredible personal challenges. They navigate life's complexities, maintain their sanity, and find a positive way to move forward, and in turn, truly help others feel better about the process. When I witness this, I'm triggered to think about the most joy-filled people I know. What do they have in common? How do they find a way to make molehills out of mountains? Well, these molehill makers are not necessarily wealthy. They don't drive fancy cars or live in large homes. They don't even have perfect families. They do have, though, however, an attitude of gratitude. Molehill makers have a true belief in the good of humanity. They have a hopefulness that cannot be squelched. Molehill makers seek to understand, appreciate, and recognize that others, although they may think and act differently, they still matter. So as you leave your high school career in the past, I encourage you to be molehill makers. I ask you to proceed with purpose and intention to help others, make an impact, and use your gifts and your opportunities and your resources. Do all the good you can do and become molehill makers. The good news is you don't have to take on the mountain alone. You have our commitment that the Penns Valley School community will be here to help you. I'm confident that if you use your resources, you can and will all reach your individual success. Class of 2021, are you ready to make molehills out of mountains? I ask all present to join me in encouraging our graduates with a round of applause. And now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Eddie Dunkelberger. And it is Eddie, so if you want to make a correction in the program, he informed me that his mother would appreciate that. Penns Valley graduate from the class of 1971. Mr. Dunkelberger grew up in Millheim and graduated from Penn State in 1975 as magna cum laude with a BS in accounting. Immediately following, he began his career in accounting at Ernst & Ernst in Harrisburg, where he earned his CPA license. After 7 years, he moved to York and became the chief financial officer of a regional community bank. He spent nearly 30 years in banking and served as chairman, president, and CEO, completing numerous acquisitions of banks in South Central PA. Ed now serves on numerous nonprofit boards to include Samaritan's Purse and Servants. Ed and his wife Connie, also a 1971 Penns Valley graduate, has been married for 45 years and have 3 grown children, 4 grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Dunkelbarger.
Thank you very much, Dr. Griffith, school board members, Penns Valley faculty and staff, and especially you, the graduates or soon-to-be graduates, and families of Penns Valley Area High School class of 2021. Wow. It's truly my honor to bring greetings and best wishes to you on behalf of the Penns Valley class of 1971, who are celebrating 50 years since our graduation on this very same football field. 1971, the year Walt Disney World opened in Orlando. The voting age was lowered to 18, and some of my friends were drafted to go to war in Vietnam. But probably most meaningful to you folks here, the first programmable microprocessor was released by Intel. The world was about to be changed technologically and culturally forever. No doubt some of you have a cell phone in your pocket right now, if you're allowed to bring them. Can you imagine a time when there were no cell phones or personal computers, no Zoom, no FaceTime, or Instagram, or Spotify? And I do know what those things are. That all happened since I graduated from high school. It's unfathomable what changes will occur in the next 50 years of your lives. By mentioning these events in the last 50 years, you're probably saying to yourself, what could this old guy have to say to us that we want to hear? As my grandson calls me the senior citizen, it reminds me that rest assured that I'll keep it very short. First, take a moment and look around at your whole class. Go ahead, look around. This will be the very last time you will be together as a class. Yes, there will be class reunions, but not all will attend. There will be friends' weddings, and gatherings, and yes, even some funerals, unfortunately. So right now, savor and remember this moment. Who knows, you may even marry someone in your class, as I did 45 years ago, 5 years after we graduated here. Next, take a far-reaching gaze around one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see. This area, that's right, it's Penns Valley area. I've traveled far and wide, and believe me when I say this countryside is not only quaint, maybe even on the quiet side, but it's extremely beautiful, and especially with the 4 seasons. And most importantly, it will always be home. Finally, let me assure that you're just beginning a very special time in your lives, a very new chapter. 12 years of school is just a stepping stone into your future. I'm here to tell you that the world out there will be challenging, but challenges and even failure builds character and resolve. I should know, since every Penns Valley sports team had a losing season in our senior year, and we survived. But seriously, for years now, the lines between good and bad, moral and immoral, have been constantly and rapidly blurring. I urge you to stay focused on being the best person you can be. Give back to your community and stay loyal to your country. Be truthful and honest to yourselves and others. If it feels wrong, it probably is. Knowing right from wrong isn't as difficult as some would have you believe. Trust your heart. Believe in yourself. Grow in your faith. Lastly, know that forgiveness must be a part of your life if you are to survive and be happy. Fellow Penns Valley graduates, go forth and prosper. Enjoy the one and only life you've been given. My class of 1971 wishes you all the best. May God bless you all and Godspeed on your exciting journey ahead. Thank you.
Good evening. As the principal of Penns Valley High School, it is an honor to offer some remarks tonight as we celebrate the class of 2021. I would like to thank Dr. Griffith, our board of directors, and the entire Penns Valley school community for this opportunity. And while I'm extremely thankful to be entrusted with this responsibility, I must admit that preparing for this speech has been weighing on my mind for quite some time. What meaningful advice do you give a group of young people ending one chapter of their lives and entering another? Moreover, how do you address a graduating class that has endured unprecedented challenges just to get through a school year? My answer? I'm not quite sure, but I will certainly do my best to provide some perspective and meaning to tonight's ceremony. So I'm going to begin with a question. We could even go so far as to say one last quiz before our graduates line up to toss their caps. My question to the class of 2021, what do all of the following statements have in common? I repeat, what do all of the following statements have in common? Listen carefully. Life will always throw you curves. Another day, another chance to shine. You win some, you lose some. Eventually, we all face a storm. The word yet has great power. Say something that is worth saying. Again, I ask, what do all of those statements have in common? Perhaps you're thinking the text of motivational posters hanging on a teacher's wall. A good guess, but not quite right. Or maybe you're thinking really cheesy advice from a high school principal giving his first ever graduation speech. No, but that will come a little later. The answer I'm looking for is that they are all 6-word memoirs. What is a 6-word memoir, you ask? Well, since you asked, I'm happy to tell you. A 6-word memoir is a story or idea conveyed in only 6 words. Makes sense. According to legend, author Ernest Hemingway was challenged to write an impossibly short story, a narrative in just 6 words. This legend has evolved into an exercise that has influenced creative writing and summarization techniques at all academic levels, from primary classrooms to university lecture halls. Try reading a historic speech and summarizing it in exactly 6 words. Or explain your mathematical reasoning for a complex problem in such a precise manner. It's not easy. The challenge is you're forced to focus on the most important words to tell your story or to share your idea. Every word counts. So I asked the class of 2021 another question. What words will you choose to write your story now that you've walked the halls of Penns Valley High School for the last time as students? Remember that part at the beginning of my speech about cheesy advice from a principal? I'm sorry, I have you as a captive audience one last time, so you can't escape it. So for what it's worth, I'd like to offer some food for thought to the class of 2021 through a series of 6-word memoirs. These are ideas and beliefs that I hold close to my heart. Feel free to count the words on your fingers. You know you want to. To the class of 2021, I offer the following. Take risks, fail often, and fail forward. Find happiness through service to others. Accept responsibility and own your mistakes. Growth is uncomfortable, but worth it. Take pride in jobs well done. Offer a shoulder to lean on. Find a shoulder to lean on. Be true, be you, love yourself. Put down your phone, it's okay. Don't be afraid to ask why. Read, 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 read. I'm sorry, I think that was 7, 8, or 9, but reading is really important. Keep reading. Challenge your thinking and disrupt yourself often. Make molehills out of mountains. I cheated. Molehills is really 1 word. Don't tell Dr. Griffith. Don't be afraid to be great. And never go with your first draft. And while writing your life story after graduation may seem daunting at times, especially if you could only choose 6 words, I recommend that you write it in pencil with a big fat eraser. As your English teachers have been telling you for years, reflection and revision are essential. Regardless of the words you choose to write your story, I wish each and every graduate the best, and I very much look forward to hearing your stories down the road. Congratulations to the class of 2021. You are truly a remarkable group. At this time, it brings me great pleasure to introduce our class of 2021 Salutatorian, Colton Sands.
Thank you, Mr. Winecoop. Any chance I could give a 6-word memoir and be done? It's funny, when we met last week to discuss our speech ideas, I was absolutely without a clue. So, as one does in the modern time, I went onto Google and started to look for ideas. That's how I settled on the idea on giving a speech about individuality. That's right, I completely plagiarized the idea of giving a speech about being an individual. I hope we can move past this little bit of hypocrisy and take a moment to consider what it means to be an individual. In the simplest of definitions, an individual is a single being distinct from a group, family, or class, per Merriam-Webster. However, the connotation of being an individual is slightly deeper than just existing as one outside of a group. It means to express yourself, to follow your heart, to be you. To pay a little homage to my last 4 years of English teachers, I decided to come up with a little metaphor. Be a picture, not a mirror. Show the world who you are, not just reflect that surrounds you. That being said, there's a tremendous pressure upon each and every one of us to conform, a pressure that's been there from the moment we are born. The basic outlines of each of our youths, especially the educational chapter, are nearly indistinguishable. All of us have walked the same halls, learned from the same teachers, and sweated over the same exams. We've driven the same roads, hiked the same mountains, and eaten in the same restaurants. Our formative years have been a shared experience, and Penns Valley will always be a part of each and every one of us. However, despite this outward sameness, we have maintained our status as individuals. We have each taken our own path over the last 4 years, a path that is leading us towards our own dreams, our own ambitions. After tonight, we will all leave to begin the next stage in each and every one of our lives. We will set out on roads unknown, where obstacles lie ahead of us. It is a near guarantee that at some point, we will each be met with disappointment, with heartbreak, and with failure. In these dark moments, the pressure to abandon your individuality, to let your dreams go, and to become one of the many will be at its absolute highest. But by being faithful to ourselves, by being faithful to our dreams, we will rise from the ashes of failure like so many phoenixes and spread our wings towards glory. I know when we return here in however many years for our class reunion, a lot of things are going to be different. The road ahead will have changed us in many ways, but there is one thing that I know will not change. The 93 extraordinary individuals of the class of 2021 will persevere. We will find our homes, reach our goals, and we will succeed. So as I sit up here on this stage and look out at 92 people, nearly indistinguishable in cap and gown, meticulously organized and posed in the rigid stocks of good posture, I know, despite this veil of ceremonial conformity, that there are 93 passionate, ambitious young individuals, anxious to show the world who they are. I'd like to end with a quote from Matthew McConaughey before I pass the mic to Mr. Wincoop to introduce our valedictorian. The older you do get, the more rules they're going to try and make you follow. But you got to keep on living, man. L-I-V-I-N. Thank you.
At this time, it is an honor to introduce our class of 2021 valedictorian, Maria Lovallo.
too short for this mic. Can everyone hear me? Yay! Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Lavallo, and it's a privilege to speak to all of you this evening as the Valedictorian of the class of 2021. I am honored to stand up here today as we celebrate the accomplishments and futures of so many outstanding seniors. Although it may not be customary, I've decided to begin this speech with a rather personal subject: stomach issues. For a little while now, I've been experiencing recurring stomach pains, and previously, the cause was unknown. Now, leading up to this speech, if you can't tell, the nerves began to build, so maybe that was the cause. Another feasible reason: lactose intolerance. But standing up here now, looking out at the faces that I've grown up with, the culprit is clear. I simply can't stomach the fact that this is goodbye. For 13 years, we have spent months going through the motions of school on a daily basis. Just as we did for any other year, we put in the work for 9 long months and can now revel in the pleasure of summer vacation. Only this time, it's different. There is no next year for us at Penns Valley. So what now? Rather than dwell on the past, I'd like to take a moment to enjoy the present. Far too often, we get swept up in the next step, the next course of action. In doing so, we miss out on the details of the present that make life even sweeter. Look around and observe the decorations, the stands, and of course, the caps and gowns. Today is a day of celebration. Commencement is the culmination of the years that you have spent contributing to the school and community. You have all earned this rite of passage, and you deserve to take the time to enjoy it. In what feels like a matter of seconds, you'll each walk across this stage to receive documentation of your academic success here at Penns Valley. In the blink of an eye, you'll be craning your neck to watch our caps fly through the air. And soon enough, you'll walk through those gates for what very well may be the last time. So please, pause the onslaught of thoughts rushing through your heads and enjoy this moment, right here, right now, together. Of course, we're not the only ones here who deserve some accolades. I'd like to thank all of those who have made this year the best it could be. It is an understatement to say that this year was challenging and complicated, but the administration and staff have done their utmost to make our senior year special, and it is much appreciated. Mr. Weinkoop and Mr. Romanishin, you both walked into a challenging first year on the job, and you did so with commendable grace and compassion. Thank you for that. I'd also like to express my gratitude for the teachers, counselors, and secretaries who helped smoothly guide our high school careers. We would not be here today without you. Finally, to thank the parents in the stands today. You changed our diapers so that we could change the world, and now the time has come for us to do just that. Graduates, please join me in a brief round of applause to thank all of those who have played a role in shaping our years here at Penns Valley. And now, for the future. We have spent years within the walls of this school, and now, suddenly, the walls are gone. Our newfound freedom is refreshing, but we cannot be reckless. To help all of you navigate the challenges and opportunities of the future, I would like to leave you with this parting advice. Live your lives with conviction. To live with conviction is to live confidently, to be steadfast in your beliefs and opinions. We have spent the last 13 years of our lives not only learning the content of our classes, but learning the process of education itself. As you move on to the next phase of life, continue to learn. Let an ongoing education shape sound opinions and beliefs, and hold firm in these ideals. As you live your lives with conviction, the obstacles you face will buckle to your efforts, and I have no doubt that you will succeed in any and all of your future endeavors. As I have grown alongside all of you for the past decade, I have been astounded by the talent that the class of 2021 holds. Despite the unusual circumstances we faced this year, we repeatedly proved that we are hardworking in the face of adversity, resilient to drastic and rapid change, and successful despite the challenging circumstances of our final year. Normally, I would say that I hope to see this trend continue for the rest of our lives. Instead, I know that this will be the case. It has been a pleasure to watch each and every one of you flourish, and I have no doubt that amazing opportunities will come your way. I urge you all to take a second and look around at your peers seated with you. Reflect on your years here at Penns Valley and the role that your peers have played in your success. Collectively, we have made our mark here in the Valley. Individually, I have no doubt that each and every one of you will make your mark on the world. Congratulations, class of 2021. Today, your names will be read from a list as you receive your diplomas. But tomorrow, there'll be headlines. Thank you.
Before we begin the presentation of the class of 2021, it is extremely important that we take a moment to recognize the people who make this wonderful ceremony possible. First, I would like to thank the Penns Valley faculty and support staff. Your hard work, dedication to our students is truly appreciated. I would also like to thank our Director of Physical Plant, Mr. Miller, our entire custodial staff, and our grounds crew. The pride you take in your work is noticed and very much appreciated. We certainly cannot forget to thank our office team, Mrs. Breon, Mrs. Gensmore, Mrs. Glasgow, and Mrs. Snyder, for their role in making today possible. Finally, I would like to recognize the efforts of Mrs. Miller and Mrs. Giese. Their work as the senior class advisors is absolutely essential to make tonight a success. Thank you for all that you have done for our graduates. A special thank you to Northwest Savings Bank for providing miniature diplomas for all of our graduating seniors, a very nice keepsake. Last but certainly not least, I would also like to recognize the 3 seniors who took the time to put their creativity to work and design our program cover art. When I call your name, please rise. Creator of the masked ram cover, Anna Corman. Where are you, Anna? Creator of Life's Journey cover, Felicia Dasham. Very nice. And creator of the Reflective Ram cover, Marielle Gretok. Now for the part you've all been waiting for. We have a tradition at Penns Valley that the seniors choose who reads their names as they receive their diplomas. I am pleased to share that this year's selection is Mrs. Linda Fedorenko.
Well, they told me I could say a few words, but I think you've heard enough words so far. So all I have left to say is be smart, be safe, have fun. And I'd like to thank you all for bestowing upon me the honor of reading your names tonight. So without further ado, will the first row please rise? Caleb Samuel Narber. Anna Butler. Zachary Daniel Heckman. Maria Margaret Lavallo. Danielle Morgan Federoff. Colton J. Sands. Jordan Marie Anderson. Wyatt S. Alman. Aiden E. Brinker. Kendra Allison Bumgardner. Jaden Ann Butler. Brendan James Colwell. Haley Faith Corson. Justin Joseph Darlington. Zachary Ryan Dodson. Maxwell Alexander Fiddler. Marielle Renee Greetock. Alex Snow Hammer. Emily Page Helpman. Kelsey Taylor Hall. Daniel Patrick Kelly. Anna Elizabeth Corman. Sydney Ellen Kubalak. Mackenzie Faith Lynn. Richard Todd Markle. Catherine Martell. Elena McCloskey. Madison McCool. Allison Marie O'Brien. Gage Curtis Ripka. Marshall Stoner. Kiera Jolene Tice. Tara Michelle Whitman. Sydney Witter. Haley Marie Wolf. Kaylina Raquel Kolpetzer. Levi J. Lowe. Morgan M. Stover. Henry D. White. Cheyenne Sierra Wolf. Alicia Nicole Yoder. Taylor Esmeralda Allman. Riley Lita Arney. John Whitmore Aston. Kylie Jane Auman. Nicholas R. Bear. Seth Isaac Bainey. Logan Michael Belko. Dylan Michael Boer. Courtney D. Brown. Lacey May Bruss. Trevor Chandler. Joshua Cheney. Jinyu Chen. Malia Jade Crater. Felicia M. Dasham. Malachi Joseph Duvall. Colin James Emmel. Mason J. Garbrick. Michael William Hartman. Lucas A. Homan. Jonathan R. Hauser. Kristen E. Hauser. Michael J. Johnson. Logan Christopher Jones. Aiden Frederick Kane. Owen Corman. Mason Jeffrey Lieb. Connor Scott Martz. Victoria Elizabeth Meyer. Landon J. Poorman. Lucas J. Reset. Harrison Cole Reich. Stephen R. Ripka. Brianna Noel Rudolph. Connor S. Ryan. Nicholas John Schleiden. Benjamin T. Scherer. Nash Caleb Shaver. Antonio Michael Sakari. Evan James Smiles. Ella Delaney Smith. Thaddeus Spencer Smith. Stephen Paul Veras III. Daniel Wasson. Lauren A. Weidensaul. Avalon Lois Jean Wieland. Rains A. Whitehill. Colton James Winklebleck. Driston J. Wolf. Danae Wolfhope. Owen P. Zaire. Skylar Brooke Zettel.
Will the class of 2021 please rise? With the authority granted to me by the Penns Valley Board of School Directors and the Pennsylvania Department of Education, I am proud to announce that all the names of the students submitted to the school board for approval have met the necessary requirements for a Penns Valley High School diploma. You may now move your tassels from right to left. I present the Penns Valley High School class of 2021.